Get ready.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you everybody for coming. I'm going to talk about a subject today that I'm sure a lot of you can relate to. Today we're going to talk about conflict resolution training for children and how to deal with it. How many of you have children? How many of you have more than one child? Okay, well if you have more than one child in the house, then you should know how frustrating it can be when there's a conflict. When you have multiple siblings, especially those who are close in age, there can be conflict after conflict after conflict. It may seem never ending, like it'll continue on forever. I know about constant conflict with children because I have two children who are close in age. They are 3 and 2 years old. Both of them are constantly competing with each other for the same toy, or who gets to turn on the switch, or who gets to play with it first, or who gets to use the bathroom first. When one says I have to use the bathroom, the other one will run to the toilet first and say, no, I have to use the bathroom. Then it turns into a battle over who gets to use the toilet first. It is very frustrating for me as a mother. If there is one thing that could help with this constant battle, it would be an effective way to resolve a conflict between the two. So, today I'm going to talk about how to train your children to resolve a conflict. In training your children, they will learn to deal with conflict on their own and to resolve it in a positive way. First off, why do children have conflict? Well, they may feel upset or angry if they feel that someone is being mean, selfish, unfair, or if someone breaks or takes something that they value. This could then lead to tantrums, whining, crying, or hurting others. Now, the problem escalates and remains unresolved. And what good is that? So, what do? I'm going to talk about 4 steps in resolving a conflict. Number 1 is to understand the problem. Number 2 is to avoid making things worse. Number 3 is to work together. And number 4 is to find a solution. The first step is to understand the problem. Find the source to all the commotion. Let each child have a turn in expressing their view of the situation and what had happened. Each child should have a turn to talk without interruptions. When one child is talking, have the other listen and visualize what it would feel like if they were in the other person's shoes. When everyone has a clear understanding as to what this conflict came about, then you can move on to the next step. Next step is to avoid making things worse. How do we do that? For one thing, avoid using hurtful words. Do not say anything that will hurt the other person. We want to resolve the conflict in a positive way, so it is best to have them not say anything if they don't have anything nice to say to each other. Also, we want to try to avoid any physical contact, such as hitting, biting, punching, or kicking. When in a conflict, have the children use positive alternatives, and this will come into play in our next step. Our next step is working together. Rather than attacking each other physically or fighting physically with each other, encourage the children to use their words. One way to do this is to have them to use I words. Examples are, I feel hurt when you do this, or I don't like it when you do this.
What is that?
Or if you have older children, you could use, I hear what you're saying, but I feel this. Say it in a way that is not attacking the other person, like, I feel sad when you don't share with me, or I feel hurt when you hit me. Express Expressing their feelings helps to release some aggression and anger. It is also best to talk with soft, quiet voices because it helps to calm the situation rather than yelling at each other. You could even have the children write down what they are feeling and switch papers and read what each other wrote. Often in conflict, everyone is so heated that they don't want to express themselves because hurtful words may come out, or they may not even want to talk to the person that they're angry with. So utilizing their writing skills is another alternative to expressing themselves. Another way is to utilize active listening. Have the children show the other person that they are listening to what they have to say. This is a sign of respect for the other person's feelings. Some of the ways to show active listening are to give eye contact to the person, pay attention, or you could also repeat what the other person says to show that you are listening. The last step to resolving a conflict is to find a solution. Brainstorm together different ways in resolving the problem. Even if they may seem silly, come up with as much solutions as possible. Have the children either talk it out or write it down so they don't forget. Find a solution that everyone agrees with so as not to choose one side over the other. In the end, if everyone is happy, then the outcome will be positive. However, if they continue to get into conflict again, then you need to patiently walk the children through the 4 steps over and over again until they get tired of going through the steps. Going through these steps will take up a lot of time, of course, but soon enough, the children will see how much time of their playing time is taken away, and they will learn to end conflict before it starts. They will learn how to resolve it on their own. Thank you all for coming, and I hope to see more conflict-free children with happy parents. Thank you.